Picture this: you're thrown into a wasteland with nothing. No quest, no direction, not even a friendly good luck. Despite all of that, I sat down to collect a little footage, and boom, 50 hours vanished. Now, I'm putting off this review just so I can keep playing. I'm the Pixel Pundit, and that is Kenshi, a cult classic sandbox that gives you absolutely nothing, and somehow gives you everything. Kenshi is an open world sandbox RPG where you decide what the story is. There's no main quests, no markers, and no hand holding. Just a massive map and the freedom to completely ruin your life in any direction you walk. My first couple of hours, confusing, punishing, yet weirdly addictive. It felt like RimWorld, Mountain Blade, and a survival roguelite all had a kid and left it in the desert with no shoes and a stomach full of sand. It's slow, it's methodical and harsh, and it grows on you. Gameplay wise, Kenshi is all about earning your progress, and I mean genuinely earning it. Your characters start weak, like losing a fight to starving bandits weak. But every failure makes them a little tougher, and that's the loop. Difficulty is the experience system. Combat is deliberate and messy, movement can feel awkward, but everything you do, sneaking, mining, hauling, fighting, even crawling away, makes you and your squad better. And the freedom is unmatched. Traitor, thief, mercenary, warlord, slave turned hero, cybernetic monk, if you can imagine it, Kenshi will let you try. The world itself reacts as well. Killer captures certain leaders, factions shift, towns change hands, and the map evolves because of you. It's a sandbox where your actions actually matter. Visually, Kenshi absolutely shows its age. The textures are rough, the models are stiff, but honestly, there is charm to it. Feels like an old school PC project that somehow became something far bigger than intended. The sound design leaves heavily into the atmosphere. Dusty winds, clanging metal, and distant screams you hope aren't directed at you. Minimal, but effective. What really hooked me though was the depth. Kenshi doesn't just give you tools, it lets you build a story with them. The base building is a great example. It's simple, not overloaded with menus or huge production trees, but it's functional in exactly the ways it needs to be. Walls, farms, crafting, and storage, they all come together in this gritty, satisfying way. Seeing your tiny settlement survive its first real raid feels incredible. Then you've got the recruits. Kenshi has some of the most memorable companions in any open world game. Not because they're over scripted, but because they're full of personality. Their dialogue adds humor, charm, and weirdness to your adventure. If you've ever traveled with Beep and Agnew, then you get it. Moments like that make your squad feel like real characters. Add in the freedom to go anywhere and become anything, building a faction, running trade caravans, or dragging half dead recruits home, and Kenshi never feels like just another sandbox. It becomes your world. But it's definitely not perfect. The controls are clunky, menus fight back, half the time you're wrestling the UI more than the enemies. The graphics are outdated, again, charming but undeniably old. And the pathing, if your characters had a brain cell to share between them, they'd still somehow lose it. They get stuck on rocks, run in circles, or take detours that look like they're trying to circumnavigate the planet. It's funny until someone decides to die because the AI wanted to go around. Around what? The biome? And while Kenshi's sandbox is incredible, the lack of structure comes at a cost. No quest, no storyline, no gentle push towards new goals. If you don't create your own objectives, the game can come to a slow crawl, especially when leveling new recruits or sitting in your early base with no real incentive to expand unless you choose to. Kenshi gives you the tools, but it won't give you a reason to use them. That part is entirely up to you. Replayability here is huge. Between different playstyles, faction choices, and the absurd number of mods, Kenshi feels endless. The community is passionate and creative, constantly coming up with new challenges, lore friendly builds, and overhaul mods that practically turn it into a new game. This is one of those rare titles that keeps evolving because the players refuse to let it die. At the end of the day, Kenshi isn't for everyone. It's slow, difficult, strange, and it doesn't care if you understand it or not. But if you love deep systems, player driven storytelling, and games that reward persistence, Kenshi's absolutely worth your time. It lets you create a story no other game can, shaped by your failures, your victories, and the weird little group of misfits you drag across the desert. If you're unsure, wait for a sale, but it's worth experiencing at least once. If you've survived this wasteland yourself, tell me your best disaster story. Or drop another hidden gem I should completely lose track of time in. Thanks for watching. I'm the Pixel Pundit, and if you're done wandering the wasteland, then your next review is waiting right here. I'll see you in the next one.